Yeah.
And I don't think you understood the mass scale of e-commerce either. I think you just saw it as a little side hustle to begin with, but as you got involved, you was like, wow, there's some money to be made. You know?
Yeah, but I think like it's because I had that traditional mindset and like not knowing what other opportunities are out there, being in the traditional mindset, working for someone else. I thought 56k a year, I was successful.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But until you break free of that, and I say it all the time, like a lot of people have it in them.
Yeah.
And I say that, I repeat it all the time, and I knew that I had it in me.
But the reality is, like, people are smashing it in the online world, and we always say that the digital money side of things is so different to the traditional world.
Of money, isn't it?
It is, and one of the benefits as well is like in the traditional world, it's not a benefit, but like you're trading your time for money, and your time is your most valuable asset. And even if people are earning 100k, 200k a year and stuff like that, to them they're like, I've got a really, really good job, but essentially how much time do you have to trade for that?
And also you can make that in a month.
Exactly. In the online world, it's like you put minimum time in, maybe a few hours a day, if that, and you earn the same amount of money.
It's mad when you open your mind, Josh. So, when you first look at social media, you see it as everybody else sees it, entertainment platform. Scroll, follow friends, follow family, comment, enter giveaways and all that shit. But when you start looking at social media from a business perspective, when somebody comes along and opens your eyes and you start looking, you start to see how much money is in social media. You start to see, like, fucking hell, look at this guy. He's making this amount of money, from his social media presence. So I think it's important that you diversify these days. Like, even if you're sitting there and you think you have a good job, I'm on 100 grand a year, I think it's very important that you look elsewhere, because like you've always said, Reece, one income stream is one step away from poverty.
Welcome to this podcast. Just want to say a big thanks for Josh jumping onto this podcast. You've been with us for quite a long time now, Josh, for a good amount of years, gained some awesome success over the years as well. How do you think it's gone for yourself since you've joined?
Yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been a good journey. Coming from the background that I had before, like in construction, not knowing what to do, like not knowing what e-commerce is or working online or anything like that. And it's just, it's incredible, like the opportunities, because obviously, like, I didn't know coming into a world that I didn't know, what e-commerce was and how to sell products online or anything like that. But it just opens opportunities, and I'm glad I sort of took action when I did, so I could create them opportunities for myself and, move forward with it.
I remember when we first spoke, Josh, so obviously we were smashing it, and then me and you had a call, if you remember that time.
Yeah.
And the first things you said to me is, Ryan, I've got a good job. And I thought, right, this guy hasn't got a clue, because I get it and you get it every day. Now. Josh, I've got a good job. I'm on 50k a year, and you're like, you can make that in a week. So I remember having the first phone call with you, and we're going back. Wow, how many years now? That's years and years and years ago. I actually can't remember how many years it is, but from the moment you started, we always knew you had it in you. And this before, change actually even come about. This was just because you saw what we were doing. And this is what kind of gave us the idea for change, because a lot of people were asking us what it is we do. And we didn't actually have our own platform to teach you. But as soon as we created our platform, you're like, I'm fully on board, and it's just crazy to think where you've come from. And, you had no experience. You wasn't computer savvy or anything like that, Josh. You were just a normal guy that wanted more out of life,
Yeah.
And I don't think you understood the mass scale of e-commerce either. I think you just saw it as a little side hustle to begin with, but as you got involved, you was like, wow, there's some money to be made.
Yeah, but I think like it's because I had that traditional mindset and like not knowing what other opportunities are out there, being in the traditional mindset, working for someone else. I thought 56k a year, I was successful. You know what I mean? But until you break free of that, and I say it all the time, like a lot of people have it in them.
Yeah.
And I say that, I repeat it all the time, and I knew that I had it in me.
Yeah.
So that's why for me it was such a easy decision to make. And I see what obviously you guys were doing, do you know what I mean? And I looked at you and Reece as if like, you were chefs.
Yeah.
If you could do it, I could do it. Absolutely. What's the difference? Yeah. If you got the right mindset, you have the willingness to want to learn, anyone could do it. And that was the mindset that I had.
Yeah, that's how we were when we first started. Like, we saw the opportunities online, and like we were comfortable in the chef industry and stuff like that. Like we weren't earning great money, but we were getting by every single month. Same as, you know, millions of people right now and stuff. But when you see what people make online, it's just like, from a traditional perspective, it's like, that can't be true.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, it's so many levels above. But the reality is, like, people are smashing it in the online world, and we always say that the digital money side of things is so different to the traditional world.
Money, isn't it?
It is, and one of the benefits as well is, like, in the traditional world, not a benefit, but like, you're trading your time for money, and your time is your most valuable asset. And even if people are earning 100k, 200k a year and stuff like that, to them, they're like, you know, I've got a really, really good job. But essentially, how much time do you have to trade for that?
And also, you can make that in a month.
Exactly. In the online worlds, like, you put minimum time in, maybe a few hours a day, if that, and you earn the same amount of money.
Because it's all automated through using tools and resources. But to begin with, you need to put the work in, of course.
You need to build it, yeah.
But you look at when we went to Dubai early this year, like when we went to Dubai, Josh, it felt like everybody we networked with, everybody that we spoke with in Dubai, every single one of them had an online business, not necessarily an e-commerce, you know, whether it was crypto, whether it was, you know, any other type of online business, that they had an online income, and it would produce them a ton of cash.
Yeah.
So it's either, and we were saying this in the other podcast, you either adapt or become extinct, you know. And with the world that we're living in now, and I know you said this not too long ago, Josh, but, you know, like income streams, you know, if we go back 10 years ago when we were chefs, one income stream, we would just get by. I look at it now and I think, with the cost of living and everything that's going on, imagine just having one income stream. You're basically fucked.
Yeah.
You know, you're basically fucked these days, because you can't survive, or well, you can survive, but you can't have a comfortable life on one income stream anymore.
No, it used to be a luxury, didn't it?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like you said many times, you know what I mean? It used to be a luxury to have an income on the side, you know, 5, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But now it's, you know, you have to.
Yeah.
Right? You have to get by, and it's trying to transition yourself a little bit, you know, from knowing obviously what you know in the traditional world, and just trying to transition a little bit. And all these platforms that you can use out there now, like, you know, social media, they're all free platforms.
Yeah.
All free platforms to use.
Yeah.
But it's just trying to identify them, you know, instead of using it for entertainment purposes, use it for a business.
Yeah.
You know?
It's mad when you open your mind, Josh. So, you know, when you first look at social media, you see it as everybody else sees it, entertainment platforms. Scroll, follow friends, follow family, comment, enter giveaways and all that shit. But when you start looking at social media from a business perspective, when somebody comes along and opens your eyes and you start looking, you start to see how much money is in social media. You start to see, like, fucking hell, look at this guy. He's making this amount of money, you know, from his social media presence. So I think it's important that you diversify these days. Like, even if you're sitting there and you think you have a good job, I'm on 100 grand a year, you know, I think it's very important that you look elsewhere, because, like you've always said, Reece, one income stream is one step away from poverty.
That's so true.
You know, like, how many people message us, how many members message us that say, Ryan, I've been made redundant today. Ryan, I'm going to be losing my job. Ryan, I'm going to be on the streets if I don't make money. Because it's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taking action before shit hits the fan.
100%.
And that's the biggest thing you can do. So, like you, Josh, as an example, when you joined, you were comfortable.
Yeah.
You weren't being made redundant. You wasn't going to be sacked the next week or the next day.
Mm.
But you did it when you was comfortable. And now, obviously, where your eyes have opened, you're like, well, fuck that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've left that business and you're working online full time. So it's like not waiting for the perfect time.
No, because when you do it at the wrong time, you're not in the right mindset.
Yeah.
And you need to have the right mindset to, you know, create a new business or become successful, whatever it is. You have to have the right mindset. So taking action when you are comfortable, when you are in a good position, you got the right mindset moving forward.
Yeah.
So 100%.
No pressure.
I think a lot of people, when they do wait, like, for something bad to happen, it's like, and we've seen this in the past, when somebody has a bad day at work, they want to put all the time into their you know, side hustle and stuff like that. Like, you can't operate like that. It's like having a a shop on the high street, and if you have a really bad day, it's like, right, we need to like push it. Like, you should be pushing that anyway, like consistently. And I think people that wait for like, you know, for something bad to happen, you're putting yourself under so much pressure, and like you're now giving yourself a deadline, you're giving yourself like time limits and stuff like that. It's not going to work.
It's like a discipline, though, isn't it?
It
If
is,
you only
it
do
is.
it when you feel like doing it.
Yeah.
You obviously don't want it bad enough, and it comes down to that saying how bad you want it.
Yeah.
You know, you clearly don't want it bad enough if you only do it when you feel like it.
No.
It's like going to the gym, you know, and you use the example we use on webinars a lot. It's like, if you only go to the gym when you feel like it, you're never going to get the body that you want. And it's the same in business. You know, if you only put work in when you feel like it, like, don't get me wrong, I'm only human. I wake up some days, I'm pretty sure you do, Josh and Reece, and you feel like, oh, do you know what? I actually can't be asked today. We're all human. You know, I'm not going to lie to anyone, but you get it done regardless. You know,
Yeah, it's discipline. Like the three things that I think are important, like moving into something like, you know, a new business or an online business. Like for me, was always believing what you do, consistency, and surrounding yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
Like for me, when I started, I wouldn't say changing my circle, but when I started hanging around with people in the position that I wanted to be in, my mindset changed.
Yeah.
It really did, and I think it's huge. It's huge if you want to, you know, change your life around.
Yeah, we come off a webinar yesterday about the right circle. We spoke about the right circle, having the right people around you.
It's so
Such a big
important, man.
impact. Such a big impact on what you're doing.
It's a game changer, because when you first start off, nobody believes in you, but you've also got to understand, why would they believe in you? Why should they believe in you? You just started an online business. To them, they think everything's a scam anyway, so straight away, and you're not making any money because you just started. And what makes me laugh the most is when members get asked by their friends and their family, how much money have you made online? We even got it when we started.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, hang on a minute, this member's only 2 months in. How are you expecting him to make money online? Do you know what I mean? Because they're seeing it from that perspective where everything online is get rich quick scheme, you know, and that's why it's a scam, which is true. But they don't realise that it's a real business. Like, you wouldn't look at someone opening up a shop on a high street and they're still doing the work on the inside of the shop, and you wouldn't go up to them, how much money you make yet? Well, we haven't finished building the business yet.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's that, and so having the right circle around you is very important. That also understand the process, understand that, look, you're heading in the right direction. They want to see you win. They know you're going to win because they know how big the online world is. I think it's very important that you have the right people around you that support you, that want to see you win. And that was, for me and Reece, that was a game changer, because in real life, we didn't have that anywhere.
Yeah.
But in the online space, we had that left, right, and center.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important to remember as well.
I think that's one of the big benefits of being a change member as well. Like, you're not just getting the tools and everything you need. You have that support from the community there as well. And I think a lot of people need that as well, especially when you're first starting off, because whether you have a good day or a bad day, you know, doing whatever, when you come to building your business, you've got that solid community waiting there. You know, we've got private groups on Instagram for people to network and you know, talk to each other, support each other. And at the same time, we do events, we do retreats. So like in that sense, the support's solid there. And people that, you know, are in the traditional world at the moment, if they don't have that support around them, they've got that with us. And I think that's a huge benefit.
But that would have helped you a lot as well, Josh, wouldn't it? The support and stuff, like starting and, you know, having those people around you straight away. You know, even little things like me to say, Josh, fucking keep smashing it, bro. Like, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Like, the branding on that store looks incredible. Like, little things like that.
And I've had that in the past.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where I've had, like, because everyone goes through down days.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I had down days when I first started.
Yeah.
And I weren't in a good place. Then maybe I spoke to you or Reece and I'm back up again.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like, you have to believe in what you do.
Yeah.
Don't believe in what you do, then you're never going to make it successful. You have to believe it, no matter what. Whether you got people around you that are negative towards you, you have to believe in what you're doing. And that's why it's so good to have the people around you. Like, look at the energy
I know.
it is when we have like events.
I know.
Like the energy, like even if like you're having a bad day and you come to an event, the energy is just going to lift you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's so important, man.
We always say after events that the messages that like, well, we probably all get them, but the messages, like, people just buzz in. They can't wait for like moving forward and stuff. It's great. It's good energy.
We had Joe from the food truck at one of our recent events, and he was saying, like, he's in there cooking burgers and ribs and fries and stuff, And he was like, I'm in there buzzing. I'm like this. 'Cause I'm listening to all the conversations in the queue for the food. And they're all talking about leveling up, you know, closing 6-figure deals. And he was like, what you've created is fucking amazing. He was like, I'm in there and I'm buzzing. He said, like, I'm overcooking food. I'm undercooking food.
Yeah.
Obviously, for anyone that wants to come to our events, food is cooked. He said, but he was buzzing. And then at the end of the event, he sat down with us and he's like, I want to build this business. I want to build that business. I want to build. You see how infectious it is. And I know once again, we spoke about it on a recent webinar and a recent podcast. So infectious when you're around the right people, you know.
Yeah.
What do you feel is the best thing about working online, Josh? I think you share the same view as me. I know that I kind of know the answer already, but for the viewers watching, like, and listening, what would you say is the best thing for you? Because everyone's opinion is different sometimes.
Yeah.
What's the best thing for you working online?
It's the freedom.
Yeah.
It's the freedom. Being able to wake up when I want. I think it's more a family because I'm a family man. Got two girls. Do you know what I mean? It's just being able to wake up and just spend time with them. You know, everything online is automated. Do you know what I mean? It's automation. So, you know, having that flexibility, freedom to be able to do what you want is the ultimate.
Yeah.
The ultimate thing for me. It always has been.
I think what's incredible as well, Josh, and me and Reece speak about this yesterday, is just the amount of people that you're helping along the way. So very similar to ourselves. Like, we're not out there trying to please the 99% like everybody else online. No. Everybody else online is trying to get anyone and everyone to join them. We don't need people to join us. We're not trying to please the 99%. So I think what you're doing is incredible because not only are you doing incredible and doing way more than what anyone in the traditional world will ever do, but you're also helping people along the way.
Yeah.
And I think that's incredible at the same time. Like, you're inspiring and motivating people. Like, obviously I'm following you and I'm like, wow, that's incredible, John.
Yeah, I do. And I'm very transparent and honest as well. Like, a lot of people, when I speak to a lot of people, like, they think that I'm going to try and sell them the dream. Do you know what I mean? And I'm realistic about it. You know, don't get me wrong. There's, we got members come through that make money quick and change their life quick. But in reality, it's for longevity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? You have to have the mindset of, like, let's say, for example, 5 years.
Yeah.
I want to be successful in 5 years if I'm consistent, believe in what I'm doing, and surround myself with the right people. What else would you be doing if you didn't take action then in 5 years' time? You'd be in the same position.
But the thing is, they'll probably do it in a year, but you're setting themselves up to succeed.
Exactly.
That's the main thing. It's the mindset
it's
you're
the
giving
mindset
them.
that you need. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's very similar to, like, when we first started. I think we were about, 6-8 months in, and we hadn't made a penny whatsoever at the time. And I remember you were
were pretty bad that we had.
Just put that in there. But, like, there was a point where you were very close to just wanting to stop and stuff like that. But then, like, in reality, if we could have stopped, what are we going to do? Just been on 9 to 5 then forever? Like, do you know what I mean? I don't think people understand that. Like, people will try something for a really short period of time, and if they don't get the results that they want, they want to chuck it in. It's like, well, what are you going to do next?
But then we were in a completely different position to where our members are.
That's
like,
I was
we had no personal support. So, like, I truly believe most people would be gone after 2-3 months with no personal support. I think with the personal support we offer, if me and you come through to the system that we have today change, I reckon we would have achieved what we achieved in a year and a half, in 6 months.
So much
we
quicker,
would have achieved it because we were hungry. We were doing 12 hours a day. But because we wanted it bad enough, going back to what I said earlier, I reckon we would have done that in 6 months. So you're going to feel disheartened when you've got no personal support. You're going to feel disheartened when, you're having a bad day at work and everybody's taking the piss and everyone's laughing at you for trying to improve your life. And you've got people sitting there saying, oh, Ryan, Reece, you're always going to be a chef. And sometimes you will question yourself. You will get home and think, oh, I'm not really getting anywhere because of the negativity. And once again, it's your circle, the people around you. But then when you get yourself out of that, and like you said, Reece, well, if we quit, what are we going to do? Work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life? Fuck that. If you quit, I'm continuing. I'm not quitting. We can't quit. This has to work. And we only felt like that because we were supposed to have a call with a business consultant, if you remember, and he didn't call. And now this was 2.5 months since we had any contact with anyone. And that's when I thought, like, look, man, we're not getting anything here. So I truly believe if we were able to book a Zoom when we like you cannot change, book a phone call, drop a message, get a same day response message. If we had that type of support, which is the best support, I reckon we would have done it in 6 months. Our attitude would have been a lot better towards business. We would have had the momentum at its all-time high. Like, we wouldn't have even reached that point. It's because there's nobody around us, and we were going into a negative atmosphere. and you become the person you hang around with, you know. So yeah, I think you got to come into this with the right mindset. You got to have patience, and ultimately you got to have the right circle around you, and you got to believe in yourself, and you got to understand that it's not a get rich quick scheme. And that's the hardest thing. Obviously, you do a lot of work on social media, Josh, as well. And people want to hear what they want to hear. You find this a lot, and I get it all the time, every day on social media. The amount of people that just waste my fucking time, you know, every day. You know, Ryan, I want to change my life. Yeah, whatever. I'll see it when I believe it. Do you know what I mean? And it's just how I am. And unfortunately, being on social media for years and years and years has made me this way. And it kind of shapes who you are. Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, like even when I speak to you, like I'll speak to anyone, I'll have a conversation with anyone, I'll jump on a phone call with anyone, I'll try and help people. Look, if you want to quit, I used to be in that position, I can help you. Now I'm like, I'll see it when I believe it, because people want to hear what they want to hear, Josh. They want to see get rich quick schemes. So you must lose a lot of followers. You must, and I know you do because I do. Just from having the no BS approach, from having I'll tell you how it is. You're not going to gain success in 30 days and buy a Lamborghini. Like, it's not going to happen. You must get so many people that leave you on scene that apparently are interested in changing their life, but they're not, because your answer is not what they want to hear, because they'll go and join this guy here who's created this shitty reel on Instagram, and he's promising success within 60 days. And they'll join him because you're saying it could take 5 years, or it could take 1 year, or it could take 2 years. Well, I'll go with the 60 days. But guess what? These 60-day courses don't work, and you'll never make money.
Yeah.
And then what's their perspective? Oh, it's all a scam.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like the people that say dropshipping doesn't work because they've watched one YouTube video
and done 2 hours work.
And done 2 hours work and not made it sell.
But
it's true. We laugh, but it's so true.
It's true. It's everywhere.
That's different. It's the 1%.
Yeah.
It's the 1%. So
when you get business owners, Josh, they understand straight away.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, because they've been through the process and they got the mindset.
Yeah.
And they know good things take time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in, Josh. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Reece. Been a good podcast. Yeah. We can shoot another one.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Early next year, we've got some big plans, Josh. We're doing some big things. So. But keep smashing it in e-commerce. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep inspiring people. I think it's incredible what you're doing. And yeah, really appreciate it.
Cheers, man.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Reece. Tommy.